Ladies and gentlemen, I have the great pleasure of bringing my dear friend Caroline, who is an internationally renowned poet with wit and subtlety and mastery of several languages. It is such a pleasure, Caroline, to have you with me today. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Richard. I'm
Okay.
um I'm glad to be here with you and yeah, let's
Okay.
have some fun.
Okay. I try to embarrass you by praising you to the skies. Again, never quite achieving as much praise as you deserve, but I'll do my best. So my first question is this. It's a toughie. And so if you have some work paper with you, that'd be good. Uh,
Yeah.
ah,
I got
First
it.
question is, when did you start writing for fun?
Oh, writing for fun. I remember in lycée, when I was something about 15-year-old, maybe 18, maybe 16. Um, During my class time
Mm-hmm.
with a friend, we used to write poems next to on the paper. There is
Mm-hmm.
the notes and a little space, la marge in French, and we wrote poems in this small space.
Nice, nice. Now, when you were in school and you were, starting your writing experiments, uh, were your teachers or your parents encouraging, or did they say, no, no, that's frivolous? Were people being supportive of your writing?
I don't know if my mother knew I was writing, and the professor, well, we try not to be found writing poetry instead of following the class. So
Gotcha. Gotcha.
it was a secret.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Um, Now, uh, there is a subtle shift for many artists when they dabble and when they realize this is me. I do this. I am a poet. I am a writer. Do you remember when that happened for you?
Um, I wrote during years a journal, and once I began reading all my journals, and I discovered that there were some fairy tales in them, there were some poems in them, and it was something just coming out of the page. I didn't realize yet because I used to write, then close and go to sleep. And yeah, reading it, I just realized that there was something in me, and maybe I could do something not seriously, but because my poems are not so serious, but
That's a good thing.
there is a lot of humor inside in them.
Well, this world can use all the humor it can get, in my opinion.
Mm. I
Okay.
think the most sad a poem is if there is some humor inside, just like in Shakespeare plays. Um, you can go deeper in sadness, and it's
Now
it's part of me.
let me ask you this. Sometimes there are creative outlets in school. Maybe it's a school newspaper, maybe it's a yearbook, maybe it's a journal that the school puts together. Were you involved in any of that kind of writing?
No, but I had a music band. I was the one writing songs and singing.
Huh?
So it wasn't in school, because all the musicians came from other schools, but yeah, I had this artistic activity, and but not in lycée. There was a newspaper, and I had friends in it, but I supported them, buying it, reading it, and but not writing in it.
Okay. Um, Now, there's poetry, and poetry. There's the writing poetry. There's the poetry that you share and pass around friends, and then there's performance poetry, when you get up in front of strangers and read poetry. When did that start for you?
Well, reading in front of strangers, I think it was in 2012, I think. Um, a friend invited me to come and listen to him in an open session in Paris. And I discovered that the one who was hosting the session was one old friend from lycée. So
Ah,
it was wow, great discover. And I was so happy to see him again. So I began going to his stages and reading poems and sharing.
how nice.
Hmm.
Now, um, there are various opinions about poetry writing. Some people believe that you should write every day, write all the time, write for practice just to polish your craft. And others say, no, no, wait until inspiration comes to visit. When inspiration comes, then you have a reason to write, then you're not forcing it. In that spectrum from writing every day to only when you're inspired, where do you fall in that range?
Between both. I don't read, I don't write every day because I just don't remember.
Busy life.
But every day I'm doing something about art. Maybe it's drawing, it can be taking photos or working on a podcast. It depends on my mood, but I'm always doing something with art.
Well,
And
let,
writing, it depends. I'm going to workshops, collective workshops, and it's very inspiring. And I also write poems when they are, it's just like waiting for for having a child. It's the good moment. It's in French we use c'est l'accouchement. J'accouche du poème. I'm having the poem,
ah, ah,
uh,
nice.
just
Let me
like
ask
having a
you
baby.
this. If you would like to share them, why don't you email me a couple graphics and I'll put them up as part of the show if you want.
Email you a graphic.
A photograph of it,
Oh, a photograph
of a
of my
painting or a drawing.
drawing. I've got oh drawings from myself. They're own. They're most private, but
That's
my
fine.
photos there are some yet online. I think there are several on my Facebook page. I can email you some.
If you would,
Um,
I would like to share your art as part of the show, if you like.
just now or
No, no,
after?
when we're done. When we're done.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, next question. Now, some poets write only about one thing. Maybe they write about sadness and loss. Maybe they write about life. Maybe they write about politics. People like me write about a bunch of different stuff. Is there topics that you write about regularly that you come back to again and again?
I try not to repeat myself, so oh, I'll show you something. We wrote a book with the Slam Message Service, and I've made this kind of summary because it was too hard to select just
Nice.
one theme for each poem. So we can say, oh, some are crossing several,
Okay.
but
Now,
maybe family and fairy tale. There
okay.
there is something in the style, not in the content, but the way of writing
Okay. Thank you.
and sciences.
Yes. Thank you.
Mm.
Okay. Now, you've been participating in some of these international Zoom poetry events. Has there been anything in there that surprised you? Something you didn't expect when you do these international shows?
Mm. Oh, good question. I've gone to during 10 years, I've gone to live sessions. So I've seen so many things on stage. So maybe this soft way of hearing each other, the way of listening the one to each other is not is deeper than in other stages. People are not making the show, but sharing something intimate, more intimate way of writing. And I like this. I really, really like this. Mm.
If um, if a young person asked you, is poetry important? Is poetry worth doing? Should I spend time writing poetry, or is it a waste of time? What would you say?
Mm. If you do it just to be famous or just to be admired by people, just don't do it. Because poetry is a way to discover yourself, even the dark sides. And if it's not sincere, if you if you're not looking for the truth, the deep truth, there is no, I don't think it's a good way of being famous. Poetry is something, yeah,
Okay.
it's mm,
Do you feel that poets have a responsibility to address societal issues?
to stay sincere and themselves, whatever happen, and to resist the temptation to just make the show, to be noticed and famous, and yeah, staying yourself is something. It's a revolution in this world,
Yes.
actually. Mm.
Okay, next question. Now, I only ask tough questions of poets because they're thinking people. What makes a good poet?
I can only speak of the about the poetry that touches me. So for me, poet that touch me are sharing true emotions and connecting me, and they are connected with nature, with the planet, with universe, and deeply themselves authentic. authentique. Yeah, maybe they can be funny, they don't respect, they don't have to respect rhyme or, trois pieds, 6 foot a verse or 12 to make a great poem. No. Sonnets, I like them, but it's not my favorite poetry, but it's just be themselves. Let the heart speak. Mm.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, this is another poetry theory question. Is narrative or storytelling and narrative important for good poetry?
Not always. Not always. Sometimes not always, but when we mix our poems with slam message service, I always I'm always looking to the story between to connect all the different parts we have written. So for me, I think story is important.
Yes.
Maybe I don't realize it, but I'm always looking for it in a poem. So mm.
Okay. Okay. Next, what type of reading do you turn to for entertainment?
um, I read poetry. Not always, not a lot, but some writers like Margaret Atwood. I always have a book next to my sleeping place. And I do have also books of Jack Kerouac and of Gary Snyder, because I think they are good companions before sleeping. Or if I have a nightmare, I can open the book and wow. And well, I like reading des polars. Um, uh, mince, what's the name? I don't have the word. I miss the word in English. Polar, it's like Agatha Christie's books.
Okay, mystery. Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. Do you have a goal as a writer, poet, philosopher?
Hmm. It depends on what I'm writing. Because I don't have stay stay authentic, stay sincere. Um, each time go deeper and find words to explain to express my feelings. It's quite hard sometimes. I'm just fighting with me
Sure.
because no. And I've got a poem in which I say that I don't have words. Maybe they are in other languages, but I just don't have them to express things. So I have to find other ways to give them form. Hmm.
Okay. Now, the last question is a very easy one. It is, do you have a question for me?
Mm. Ah, do you have a goal?
I do.
Right. Hmm.
I do. And interestingly enough for me, I understood this very young. When I was a young man wandering through the libraries, I always felt that I was in a sacred place. where this repository of the intelligence, of the insights, of the loves, fears, and hates of humanity, I thought I might be worthy of having something in one of these places if my goal was always to inform and to bring humor. So I called it Think and Laugh. So my goal as a writer is to always help people think and laugh. Thinking alone isn't enough because one, and I speak from experience, one can be sort of morose or sad if you just think. And
Mm.
humor, because if you can't laugh at the human condition, boy, you're in the wrong planet. So I think it's
Exactly.
important to think and laugh simultaneously.
Mhm. You know, my first work was in a library. My first one, and yeah, I love being there. I spent a lot of time in this library as a child.
When
And
when I got my first book published, I contacted the library that I used to attend as a child, and I said, I would like to donate a copy of my first book to the library. What is the procedure for you to accept a book? And she said, just send it. We'll put it in. And I said, oh my God, that'd be great. So I said, let me ask you one favor. If I could ask a favor, I said, would you mind taking a picture of you holding my book? She said, but I'm just a librarian. I said, you are a librarian. That's a wonderful thing. I said, for you to be holding my book in that library that I loved as a child, that would be a very special picture for me. I still have that picture.
Mm. I haven't done it yet, but I've got one book for the library, and I keep it at home, and I didn't have taken the time to go there and to meet them and to give them the book, and yeah.
Well, now comes the good part of our interview. Now I turn to you, my dear, wonderful, visionary Carolyn, and ask you, would you please read some of your poetry to us?
Yes, I can do. If you have ideas or suggestions or questions, just ask or say, because
Well,
I haven't prepared anything and just
okay. Let me
let
ask you
the.
this. Then, if you're asking me to recommend something, you
Mhm.
know, when we do a Zoom, we're typically limited to 3 minutes or 4 minutes or 5 minutes. I want you to find one of your long poems, a poem that you could never fit in that 3 minute or 4 minute or 5 minute time.
Mm.
Read whatever you would like to read. Read it random. Pick through the files. Pick through a book. My dear, the stage is yours.
Uh, the poems we don't have time to read. The most the largest one we have are from the Slam Message Service, because we are five, maybe sometimes six writing, and anyone want to write and to express himself. So sometimes it's just growing, 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 growing. And at last, oh wow, what a poem. We have to stop there. And yeah, those poems, there are some that I love, deeply love, but never have time to read them because they are too long.
Well, now
So
you have time.
yeah, but there are in French,
My dear,
right?
read in
Okay.
French, read in English, read in Romanian if you'd like. But I will ask one thing. Can you aim your camera down just a little bit so we are only seeing part of your face? Much better.
Much
Much better.
better. Okay. Um, let's find the first poem of the slam message service. Alors, le slam message service. Let's try to read this one because even in English it can be funny to read.
Well, I'll laugh.
It's playing with the sound X. So it's really hard to read without without making mistakes. Zlatko Gamic, who was yesterday at the Lime Square Poet, Zlatko can read it better, but he's not with us. Les rayons du X, XXL. En double voix, le W naquit sous X, et par SMS, cette initiale devint très publique. C'est le Y chez le Y, et pourtant je m'appelle Z, et d'un ABC récidivent les récits d'alphabet qui m'entraident. Mad Maxence et Magic Chimo vont se faire un maxi Tex-Mex après la boxe. L'un roule en Solex, l'autre speed en skate. Mais il y a comme un X, comme un axe où volettent les freaks, cette lettre est le néant qu'identifie d'idées fixes, des énigmes anonymes annoncées d'idées clics. X, inconnu qui dérive en fonction, qui en matrice résout les équations. Une lettre sexe pour une ex qui a mis le prix. Excès et exagération de film interdit aux petits, le mur marqué d'un X marque l'endroit de la rixe. Au fourneau, Xavi l'expert prépare une salade mixte pour la belle Alex hyperlaxe qui skate sur le solo de sax. Il y a comme un X, qu'aux rayons artifice fait descendre un phénix renaissant au croisillon d'une pâte à fixe sur ces fusées qu'espacent des missions sans logique. Il y a comme un X, dans les fenêtres dérangées des pop-up d'Activix, où des spams inspirent un slam à qui sait du pop art jouer des tricks pour couper les doigts des slogans d'un Trumpix et détourner les formules d'un actif publiciste. Avec son air voyou au regard doux et ses cheveux roux, Monsieur Chimo croque dans sa boscope, il kiffe sa voix et aimerait bien l'inviter voir un film de la Fox au Grand Rex. Il y a comme un X. Sous les pseudos des bombasques pénètrent les dicks, derrière ces tubes de popcorn craquent les geeks du YouPorn qui d'exploitation zappe les suffixes pour quelques minutes branlantes chutant des gicles, il y a comme un X qui tache les déserts des addicts. Ce soir, c'est ghetto d'extase, fixe de prod et d'extasie. Désolé Félix, mais comme Obélix. Je suis tombé dedans quand j'étais petit. Twix, deux doigts coupés à la fin au niveau des phalanges. Cette histoire sans le sapin, c'est chaud, vivement que ça change. Il y a comme un X. Au panneau d'impasse qui remixe les plafonds de verre des silices, tous ces destins couverts tout verts des luttes prolixes, hurlant des combats infinis pour croiser de justice les inégalités percluses de vieux maléfices. Ce soir, Mad Maxence est en mode casse-couille. Il lui colle au basque, joue au lascar, véloce et prolixe. Il enchaîne divanes visqueuses et approche sa main flasque du cul d'Alex. Génération Tipex, antédurex, du verre Duralex. Enfant, j'étais fan de Jackie et Michel, non pas le site X, mais la moutonnante Michel Mouton et Jackie X. Des copains faisaient dans le latex, ils collectionnaient des figurines de T-Rex. Après le péno de Six, le Graal était d'aller voir un Astérix et Obélix au Rex. Il y a comme un X qui s'ajoute au grain du riz manquant aux démunis, et plus il y a de fous, plus il y a de rix, car la colère est un air que la misère excite. D'ailleurs, après des années d'expérience, Monsieur Astérix pense qu'il respire l'excellence en mixant du Static X et du Max Cavalera. Il obtient un laxatif bien dense d'oxacide en examen tel un Pax, devenu un Xerxès en puissance. Il expire l'oxygène de tout un empire en exode. Il s'imagine dans un film X, Chimo voit rouge, Savir en Rix, Alex l'X-Woman fixe Mad Maxence des yeux. Il court un risque. Son genou arrive presque à atteindre ses noix. Il y a comme un ex qui repose dans la tombe des sentiments qu'un préfixe attache au sédiment d'une mémoire involontaire qui jette un regard fixe au paradis ou dans le Styx. Ça dépend de l'historique. Il y a comme un X sur l'insolence des corsages qu'un dos nu soutient d'exhibit. Il y a comme une hélice qui soulève des sens par tranche dans l'hélico d'un désir délice. À la règle de 3 s'additionnent des vœux dont on retient X. Beauté en touche doit consentir avant d'élire des mots qui glissent. Perplexe, il trouve un prétexte pour sauver ses bijoux. Il s'excusera demain dans un texto. Chimo et Alex s'échangent leur numéro de fax et au de deux hiboux, ils enfourchent leur Solex et filent heureux, sexés sans Rolex. La suite est classée X. It was written by Zlatko Gamic, me, Jacques Tonton, and the thinker of Robin in 2021.
Ah. And
Um,
if you synopsize that, it's a play on words with the sound of X.
Yeah, but there are some mute X also, and yeah, and other sounds close to X, like X, no X, sk. There was some sk also, scat.
I see.
Yeah.
That was lovely. Unfortunately, I'm not in any way conversant with French, but the music of the language was lovely. And we
Mm.
have certainly audience members who listen and can understand French. So thank you very much for that poem.
Maybe it will be hard even for French, for people who can understand French, because for French people, it's hard to understand it, even for us.
Well, I thank you for sharing a copy of that with us.
Yeah. There is the poem is the text of the poem. All of our poems are online on our Facebook page,
Mm.
so you can read them
If you,
quietly.
okay, okay.
Mm.
Whatever you'd
Um,
like to read next, my dear, please feel free.
um, Maybe something in English to just can dive quietly in the poem and don't have to try to find the sounds.
Well, you
Um,
find me an enthusiastic audience. I've loved everything of yours that I've heard.
mhm. Oh, this one? No, not this one. Where is it? There is one about me when I was at the lycée that I like reading, but where is it? I'm sure I translated it. Um, this one, Delay Trap. This one, Delay Trap. To say or not to say, a trapdoor, a delayed trap. I didn't want to disturb everything, so I didn't say anything. And my life unhappened, flanked by the ground, all dismantled. The sea laughed with unshed tears, desert of salt, and memories running away, a big sobering trunk, disenchanting tomorrows. I'm setting sail. I'm going elsewhere, where I won't be a bother, people who'd like me a little better, or at the very least, wouldn't hate me. Waking up and hiding at the bottom of the bed, so as not to see the early morning glow, throwing sleepers at the door to scare her away, waiting for the sharp slam to finally dare to go out. To swallow a breakfast, cool down not to vomit, run, this time too late again, The high school gate closed, the park gate welcoming, a bench, trees, singing birds, a pack of cigarettes, a book. The weight of shame and silence sticking to your neck, finding an excuse. Just, just this morning, I would have thrown up. I wouldn't. I don't feel like it anymore. I don't want to play the game anymore. I'm not interested in all their rules. I didn't ask to come here. I wanted something else. So I say nothing. I pretend everything's fine. And of my life, all dismantle, I pick up the pieces. I rewind the thread. I'm learning to walk. I'm learning to weave. I'm learning to listen. I'm learning to look beyond appearances, beyond illusions, to hear what is not said, smell what stings beneath the masks, perceive in a world of fools the great carnival. If you're going to be in it, I might as well play. I take the stage, I bawl, I clown. Laughter that squeaks, words that scratch, words that ooze. And the wave breaks and takes the ship by the bottom. That's what it's like to choose a mermaid as captain. Inevitably, it couldn't be any other way. Embracing castaways to teach them to live beneath the waves, not to drown, sailing in troubled waters, between two waters, singing to find your bearings, singing to communicate, the echo, the tears, the great original sorrow, Mother Ocean. Stop drinking to believe, dive, dive deep to see the little stars that shine at the bottom, in the dark ices of monsters, with hearts this big. Deep down, we don't talk, we drink in silence. We drown it all, waiting for it to pass. Absence. Rain on the sidewalk, lamp posts, headlights, everything shines, everything sparkles. I walk on water, even run on it. In my big dust cover, raincoat, wooden-handled umbrella, tartan plate in a quiver, a book in my pocket, cigarettes in the other. I roam the streets of my Paris from high school to high school with no apparent ties. I move like a spider. I weave my network, my big family at art.
Lovely. Lovely.
And it was very useful not to go to high school. Yeah, I met the friend who hosted the poetry stage after, so it was
Good.
one of those days not going to high school. I don't recommend to not to go to school, but sometimes. Well, maybe I wrote something about I wrote something. Get her off. Yeah. To complete this this poem, because I'm speaking about drinking alcohol in the first poem. Well, in the one I just read, and I wrote this one to a close friend some years ago. One day I was really upset about alcoholism. Just a trigger warning. In this poem, I use some really bad words to speak about just as if it were a woman, but I'm just using words I ever heard that men told me about me. And yeah, I just reuse the expression they used. I'm not, and I'm using it personifying alcohol just as if it were a woman, which it is not, but let's read it.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Get her off. Please, don't do this to me. They say alcoholism is a coward suicide. Don't go. Just stay. I know it's hard. I know it hurts. It's excruciating. I know it's hard. I can feel it's a big deal what you anesthetize every night. You're talking about your lost buddies taken away by that damn nag. I'm talking about the ones that alcohol has taken from me, still alive, but elsewhere. Those unable to see or hear me, locked up in their delusion, the dark illusion of the dregs. I've had it. You, filthy, putrid earth siren, just get her off! She's dragging you down and you're clinging to the neck like a madman to his paintbrush. You think you're in control. You think you're free. You're more married, faithful, and enslaved than any cuckold. I say cuckold because she's fucking with you. She eats at every rack, never satisfied. She devours, she sucks the life out of you. The more you drink, the more she drains you. Paradox. She doesn't stop at all. She relieves you only to sink you further. Get her off. She's jealous. She comes between us as soon as she senses you're tempted. Not without her. Take it or leave it, filth. She lets you think you're free to go, but she's got you by the throat, close in the liver. Get her off. She hates those who love you. She wants you all to herself, devoted body and soul in her lair. It's like the myth of the cave, only worse. She makes you believe that life is a nightmare, when it's just her you're looking at. Get her off. With her sweet demeanor and messed up speeches, with her buddies always there to get high with others. If others do it, it's okay. It's the norm. That's what having balls it's all about. Let's all jump off the cliff. Sheep friends, get her off. If she had the courage to personify herself once in history, I'd do her without a second thought. I'd cut off her head and feet so she wouldn't come back from the dead to suck the life from the living, and I'd drive a stake through her heart. But she's too clever. She takes the form of a supposedly drinkable liquid. The liquid has no heart, no head, no feet. It seeps in and poisons. Get her out. I have no miracle antidote, no magic formula. I just know that I love you, that you're worth fighting for. Some days I wake up thinking of you and it's sweet. When I think of you not at that bitch. She's not a part of you. She's just a fucking parasite. Get her off. Because I want to be able to be with you, but just the two of us, without that bitch in the middle.
Powerful piece. Powerful piece. Yeah, I know friends that have suffered tremendously.
Ah,
Powerful
Mm.
poem. Very good.
I I lost a cousin of alcoholism in January, and yeah, and he's not the only one I lost. For when we say in French, pour de bon, not he won't come back. So and I don't know if if this poem can give someone the strength to get her off for real, but yeah, for me it's ha. It's yeah, I need to say it sometimes.
Sure. Sure.
Mm. Um, well, um, oh, speaking about getting something off,
Okay.
some another piece of the Slam Message service about the orange agent. And yeah, I heard at the radio that Monsanto, well, now Bayer, is going to stop selling glyphosate because there are too many people attacking them in tribunal. And so, well, the cost is higher than the money they own, so they are going to stop it. So maybe we can manage something about other pesticides, and just
Nice.
remember that orange agent is still killing in in
Southeast
uh,
Asia.
in
And,
Vietnam.
and the people who've been there and come back. Yeah.
Yeah. Orange au désespoir, orange au despair. To the chemistry of murder, I prefer the alchemy of words, plague of homicides, fucking pesticides. Agent Orange in circulation, it's you who must be judged by the one who fought against you. In the courtroom, it's you who must be killed. Agent White, Agent Blue, Agent Orange, Agent Purple, Agent Pink, Agent Green. Here it's no bioman, but biocides, rainbow herbicides, production for more pollution, always more lying, more killing, more cashing in. Lobbies there keep us, neck deep in their doped roots. Colored names for poisons. Fruit oranges should sue for usurpation. Orange juice with coffee? Your fertilizers make me angry. Carpet of futile bombs. The more the merrier, the less the rice. Lost wars, useless deaths, poisonous industries, for bills crumpled in feverish hands, soil rot for more money. Money hysteria, Monsanto racket, the court is missing these weirdos, and I'm worried about my health. Beware of rooms with vineyard views, years of airing out and gazing at the dentelle. But you don't spend 20 years, your lungs weeded by your father's tractor. If even the air no longer has space, it's up to the ogres of agro to be judged by those who want a classier world. But how to get rid of dioxin? When it's impregnated everything, the horror is worse than the fire, the ignominy of ecocide when 40, oh no, wait, 50, no, counting again, more than 60. Since spring began, the weapon still mutilates, malforms, gnaws at family, crops, poisoning every link in the animal chain, embedding itself in the fat of chubby little chicks. an unfortunate way of getting fat. Death in grains, spreading pathos, fertilizing the unhealthy. Sometimes I'd like to play hangman with them. Clean up the land, heal the sick, support affected families, pay for medicines. Peace is not peace as long as guns are still flying. I wrote it with Zlatko Ganic for the Slam Message Service to support Tranto Nga. She's a Vietnamese journalist who is fighting against Bayer and Monsanto for them pay and yeah,
Let
Vietnamese
me
people.
share one of my environmental poems with you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Much along the same sort of lines. I think you'll hear some echoes of what you were writing. There's a famous toxic site up in New York State near Buffalo, and they had poured poisons and poisons and poisons and poisons into the earth, and then they covered it up with a thin layer of topsoil and built a school and a playground on top of it.
Mm.
So this is called Love Canal. Love Canal. Wait a while. Feed the coins into the slot. People matter? Probably not. Big bucks sing. Politicians fling cares away. Toxics play beneath your feet. Ain't it neat? With your breath to your death. Love Canal. Wait a while. Feed the coins into the slot. People matter? Probably not. Toxics bleed from stream to seed. People count? Small amount. Chemical companies high on profits up. Ask politicians with corner pocket cups. Ask their favorite scientists why. The air kills birds, and hasty words can cancel kill. The federal fill, the bureaucrats swill, but it's okay. They'll go away. Noisy people become dead people fast enough. Ooh, nasty cough. Feed the coins into the slot. People matter? Probably not. Sure, the cost of caring's high, and rusty drums pile to the sky, and renegade truckers dump the mix of dirty tricks on unsuspecting victim Hicks. Really, some poor fool's backyard. But don't worry, big money's wads got the nod. It won't reflect on ledger sheet. Chromosomal change, brains derange. Change the claim, reassurance same. Some must die for stocks to fly. Fix fertilizer from hand to eye, from rain to brain. Calling loud, breaking children, crying crowds point to laws that safely print and grind your eyes into a squint to find it hides in smallest print. It's okay. Just go away. Feed the coins into the slot. People matter? Probably not. 50-gallon drums will melt. Is that the funky thing we smelt? Wells with fevers neath their belts. Unwells leave grim surprises, weaving gray reprises, and catch you with your jeans dropped down unless you walk above the ground and your drinking water's never been need to meet the need of chemist greed. It's safe. He'll bury the bones in your neighbor's escape. You needn't relate. It's just fate. Love Canal is far away from here today. Don't petition. Don't even pray. Love Canal. Wait a while. Feed the coins into the slot. People matter? Probably not. Enough dead to justify the bucks. Hey, call us when you need some trucks to carry away the neighbor and say, feed the coins into the slot. People matter? Probably not. Confirm with a mushy promise what's upon us. People crying, children dying. Feed the coins into the slot. People matter, surely taught.
Reflex of
Your turn.
Um,
Read us a couple more, please.
yeah. Um, Maybe, it's just, or I'm going on in this way because your poem reminds me another one about the way of putting things under the carpet, which with your example was just that, constructing something upon the problem. So that's it. But, or I just take another way of once I was in acting in therapy with my my psychiatra, and we were in group working, and I was um, pretending fighting with someone, and he just took me and whoosh, and I had the impression to fly. And yeah, maybe I can read this one. It's another one. It's a poem I wrote for Mange tes mots. I don't remember the why. The beginning of the poem, but oh, where is uh yeah yeah the beginning of the poem. I was inspired by the quote, "The roots that were dug from the earth, so these games could be played. I see it tonight in the stains of my hands." And it was from Europe is Lost, the K Tempest. And it was for the podcast Mange tes mots. So let's read it. Flight plant. The roots that were dug from the earth. So, well, I already read it. Let's begin with the poem. I didn't feel the bed legs lengthen, or the floorboards start to grow, 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 form a trunk, branches. The chlorophyll canopy swelled by wind, with wind, and with a dull creak, my room took off, taking with it a clod of earth. I didn't feel the shells, the table legs, nor the chair legs began to grow, 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 form macrorhizae, stilt roots, to advance like a shepherd among the nimbostratus, cumulonimbus, and mammatus. Buttress roots deep and powerful to resist gusts of wind, wait, stabilize in the trade winds. I didn't feel the pencils, the panhandle, or the curtain rods grow, 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 form brachyrizae, and their ectomycorrhizal symbiosis. The rhizosphere and its prokaryotes of nodules fixing atmospheric nitrogen nutrient, dense root hair, above, below. The volatile sadness of organic forests composes in puffs its song of rain. When the window hath turned to sand, and the door in turn transformed, I shivered. Into my place I go, mangrove, and I dare to be the one, cellulose. I am, I live. The tender rootlets have pierced the waterlogged clouds. Nimbus pours out its blessing. Insects, mushrooms, plants, and animals conspire with ease, sated with liquid love. And in French,
Beautiful.
you can read it in French. So can hear the original version.
Okay.
Plan de vol. Je n'ai pas senti les pieds du lit s'allonger, ni les lattes de parquet se mettre à pousser, 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 former un tronc, des branches. La voilure chlorophylle s'est gonflée de vent, et dans un craquement sourd, ma chambre a décollé, emportant avec elle une motte de terre. Je n'ai pas senti les étagères, les pieds de la table, ni ceux de la chaise se mettre à pousser, 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 former des macrorhizes, racines et chasses pour avancer tel un pâtre parmi les nimbostratus, cumulonimbus et mammatus, racines contreforts puissantes et profondes pour résister aux bourrasques, lester, stabiliser l'ensemble dans les alizés. Je n'ai pas senti les crayons, le manche de la casserole, ni la tringle à rideau se mettre à pousser, 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 former des brachyrises et leur symbiose ectomycorhizienne, la rhizosphère et ses procaryotes de nodosité fixatrice d'azote atmosphérique nourricier, chevelure racinaire dense. Au-dessus, en dessous, la tristesse volatile des forêts organiques compose en bouffées son champ de pluie. Quand les vitres se sont faites sable et que la porte à son tour s'est transformée, j'ai frissonné. Dans mon palais, je vais, palétuvier, et j'ose être sel, cellulose. Je suis, je vis. Les tendres radicelles ont percé les nuées gorgées d'eau. Nimbus déverse sa bénédiction. Insectes, champignons, plantes et animaux conspirent d'aise. Repu d'amour liquide.
Thank you so much.
I thought it was just like an antidote for the president poems.
Let me offer you one more.
Okay.
This is it's sort of also along a environmental line. Oh, I think I'm going to do it. Yeah, yeah. A friend of mine was complaining to me. She said, you write well, but you're always so pessimistic. Write something more positive. I said, you're right. I am sarcastic a lot. But I said, humor is a tool of the powerless, you know, and if nothing else, we make fun of the king, you know. But I said, I take what you say to heart, and I will write something as very positive. So this is called non-disposable world. Picture it. A world without thermonuclear overkill. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. A world after all the bombs are gone. Too far, Mon? Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. A world not holding its breath at the edge of death. The toxic waste, the chemical taste of food. In money only good. Bomb lost its thrill? It will. It will. Picture it. No mad generals with pointing digit poised, ears pinned, filled with noise of shouts of doubts. Bomb lost its thrill. It will. It will. Picture it. A world after the end of biological weapons that fools would send, threaten. Bomb lost its thrill. It will. It will. Picture it. No fanatic, dramatic, climactic climate war. No inversions or floods or earthquake cone crunch. Too much heat then or dry. No clouds in the sky. No rain with lunch. Bomb lost its thrill. It will. It will. Picture it. No ray guns in space, no thistly whistly missiles to bless the stratosphere torn, or hotheads wind down, burn after space war, or after thought. Yet it meant quite a lot. Bomb lost its thrill. It will. It will. Picture it. The bombs gone. The missiles dismissal. The sub decommissioned. No reactors out fishing. Picture it. The control boards turned off. Did I hear a scoff? Bomb lost its thrill. It will. It will.
I don't know if you know a song that Boris Vian, a French writer and poet, wrote about it's La Java des bombes atomiques, the Java of the atomic bombs. He says his uncle, it's the story of his uncle that invented a small atomic bomb that wasn't enough powerful to kill properly people and to show the president and all the politics. He invite them in the room, and the moral of the song is you don't mind it don't mind the power of the bomb. The importance is to know where it when it falls and bomb the bomb is exploding with all the politics. I think you would like it.
Okay. So how about two more, my dear?
Okay. Let's read oh, I really liked my new one about I'm seaweeding. You already heard them. You already heard it, but I really love
Happy to
this
hear it
one.
again. Happy to hear it
Yeah.
again.
Yep. I don't know why I've got it in two. I've got it twice in my in my computer. I don't know why, but well, just yeah, there it is. That's it. Mm. Oh, no, I got it in French. I don't know. Maybe it's better in C. I don't know. There is no battery. It was an ebook. Um, a desire to scream in murderous wolf down. Ah, me! The more I unroll it, the more it envelops me, drape myself, or it curves and meanders, and friend with me cannot follow me there, because it has no scale, nor the habit of the currents, that goes and comes and swirl. It carries sorrows, caves and moss, and love hanging in the corners. Marvelous strangeness of this familiar universe. It is the color of the dreams of life, and with it, the wind. Glass, blue, green, gray, color and ocean moods, current driven, who goes and comes and swirls, dresses me and unfurls me. I'm seaweeding. My voice speaks of offset languages, and I slide into the interstices created between words and them. The rain is growing, starry trees of cave and foam, and love drapes me with its curves and meanders, pushed by the current who goes and comes and swirls, dresses me and unfurls me. I'm seaweeding. It carries sorrows, caves and moss and love hanging in the corners. Marvelous strangeness of this familiar universe. It is the color of the dreams of time, and with it, the wind. Glass, blue, green, gray, color and ocean mood, current driven who goes and comes and swirls, dresses me and unfurls me. I'm seaweeding. My voice speaks of offset languages, and I slide into the interstices created between words and them. The rain is growing. Storied trees of caves and foam and love drapes me with its curves and meanders, pushed by the current who goes and comes and swirls, dresses me and unfurls me. I'm seaweeding. And in French,
Beautiful. Beautiful.
thank
Thank you.
you. Um, do I read it in French or another
Please,
poem?
please, please.
Une envie de hurler en dit glouve assassine. Ah, mais plus je la déroule, plus elle m'enveloppe, me drape de ses courbes et méandres, et l'ami avec moi ne peut pas m'y suivre, car il n'a pas d'échelle, ni l'habitude poussée par le courant qui va et vient et tourbillonne. Elle charrie des chagrins, de grottes et de mousse, et d'amour, accrochés dans les coins. Émerveillante étrangeté de cet univers familier. C'est la couleur des rêves du temps, et avec elle le vent, glace, bleu, vert, gris, couleur et humeur océan, poussé par le courant qui va et vient et tourbillonne, me vêt et me déploie. Je m'algue. Ma voix parle des langues décalées et je glisse dans l'interstice créé entre les mots et elle. La pluie fait pousser des arbres histoires de grottes et de mousse et d'amour, me drape de ses courbes et méandres poussés par le courant qui va et vient et tourbillonne, me vêt et me déploie. Je m'algue. Elle charrie des chagrins de grottes et de mousse et d'amour accrochés dans les coins, émerveillante étrangeté de cet univers familier. C'est la couleur des rêves du temps, et avec elle le vent, glace, bleu, vert, gris, couleur et humeur océan, poussé par le courant qui va et vient et tourbillonne, me veille, me déploie. Je m'algue. Ma voix parle des langues décalées, et je glisse dans l'interstice créé entre les mots et elle. La pluie fait pousser des arbres, histoires de grottes et de mousse et d'amour, me drape de ses courbes et méandres poussés par le courant qui va et vient et tourbillonne, me vêt et me déploie. Je m'algue. In this poem, I used a word from Brittany, a word in Breton, glace, which means blue, gray, green. Well, the color of the sea.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it works for the sky, the color of ices, and even the mood.
Sure.
It's a very useful word.
Okay, would you read us one more, dear?
Um, let's read one other one. Um, mhm. Oh, hmm. All one about the mountain and ecology.
Sounds good.
And yeah, well, let's read it because I think c'est cohérent with the other poems. Glacier Dream. I wrote it for a Mange tes mots podcast in 2021. The black winds of carbon inks the landscape. The translucent becomes opaque. Neve no longer reflects. The permafrost heats up, swinging droop. It is too hot to snow. The rain drips and accelerates the melting. Apathetic calcium phosphate. Carbonato hydroxyapatite. My bones vibrate from the silence of the rocks. I miss this pale blue that illuminates the bottom of chasm and crevices. Luminous and profane, gurgle, crack, fused with mysterious lasers, sliding walls shining, elusive. Where does the water of the glacier go when it does not return? Nothing is lost, everything is transformed, but into what? I miss the ice, its snowy coat, protective cocoon that watches over the sleep of the heights, slow filling of the glacial reserves, hollow hams for chamois, where are born the great rivers. Where does the water go? The castle of Grandmother Ice is melting day by day. The memory of the mountain is gone. The mass of ice slides down the slope in slow motion. Then I close my eyes. In a vain attempt of freezing frame, I set up a dam to go back in time. I climb the cold waterfall of my childhood memories with a feather. Is there a paradise for Glacier? Bonatti has taken his pillar. Abrupt disaster, this void. What to do when the time accelerates to the point to see a mountain collapse, a glacier to die in barely 30 years? May my tears go one day bless its flank, scattered in a few downy flakes, light as a caress. And this pale and deep blue wrinkled with cracks shine again, and the amazed smiles of those who will find a way to save it. With the return of his woolly mammoth friends, will he succeed? Or should I ask Lady Holder and Bigfoot for their help? Oh, I also have the Spanish version of this one.
Please read it. Go ahead.
I didn't remember. I've got one. I got this. Sueño glaciar. Los vientos negros del carbono entintan el paisaje. El translúcido se hace opaco. Neve no refleja más. El permafrost se está calentando, tirando dru. Hace demasiado calor para nevar. La lluvia gotea y acelera el derretimiento. Fosfato cálcico apatítico. Carbonato hidroxiapatita. Mis huesos vibran del silencio de las rocas. Me falta este azul pálido que ilumina el fondo de los abismos y grietas, luminosos y profanos. Gorgotea, cruje, atravesado por un sonido de rayo láser misterioso. Paredes resbaladizas, brillantes, esquivas. ¿A dónde va el agua del glaciar cuando no vuelve? Nada se pierde, todo se transforma. ¿Pero en qué? Echo de menos el hielo, su manta nevada, crisálida, protectora, que vela por el sueño de las alturas, lento llenado de las reservas glaciares, cerros profundos para cabra de montaña, donde nacen los grandes ríos. ¿A dónde va el agua? El castillo de la abuela hielo se derrite de día a día. La memoria de la montaña se está yendo. La masa de hielo se desliza, devala. La pendiente a cámara lenta. Así que cierro los ojos en una vena tentativa de parada en imágenes. Estoy levantando una barrera en el tiempo. Escalo. La fría cascada de mis recuerdos de niña a golpe de pluma. ¡Chac! ¿Hay un paraíso para los glaciares? Bonatti se llevó su pilar. Desastre brusco. Este vacío. ¿Qué hacer cuando el tiempo se acelera al punto ver derrumbarse una montaña, agonizar un glaciar en apenas 30 años? Que mi lágrima pueda ir algún día, bendecir su flanco, diseminada en unos suaves, ligeros como una caricia, y este azul pálido y profundo, arrugado por grietas, resplandecer de nuevo en las sonrisas maravilladas de los que encontrarán una manera de salvarlo. El regreso de sus amigos mamuts lanudos, ¿lo va a lograr? ¿O debería pedir ayuda a Lady Hall y al Yeti?
Thank you so very much. It has been such a delight sharing some time with you, Carolyn. I am always, as always, so touched by not just the elegance of your language, but your performance of your work is so effective. It's eloquent. I have to say, have you spent time acting, or is that just the wonderful spirited nature that is Carolyn Adler Mico? Just marvelous.
Thank you. Ah. No,
Do you
yeah.
want to share any final thoughts with our poet friends?
Um, I had a great fun reading for you and with you today. It was yeah, a very fun experience, and I didn't know what I was about to read coming in. Had no idea. And the result, yeah. I'm happy. I'm happy that I can that I had the opportunity to share all these poems together in the same time and responding with yours. It's really nice because in live session we used to prepare the poems a few before and sometimes responding to to another one during the show, but there is not this travel, it's just traveling together to from a point to another one and discovering in poems during the travel. It was, yeah, great experience.
Well, good. Good. Thank you so very much. And I'm going to insist you have a good evening, okay?
Oh, great.
Thank you again, Carolyn. A real pleasure. My honor.
Thank
Thank
you,
you.
and have a good afternoon to you, because it's still afternoon.
Yep, yep. Okay. Bye bye, dear. Thanks again.
Bye bye.